Hey guys, Timmy here, and this past week has been pretty interesting for Ubisoft. And if you know what I'm talking about, you'll understand, and you'll probably see by the title of this video. But if you don't know, I believe it was Monday, Ubisoft announced that the next Assassin's Creed, the new one, I believe Unity, yes, Assassin's Creed Unity, that is coming out actually in a couple weeks in November actually, is going to be downscaled for the PS4 and to be running at, so basically it will be, the PS4 version will be downscaled to 900p at 30 frames per second, basically the same as the Xbox One, because the Xbox One is bottlenecking the performance that the PS4 version could have. And everyone is up in arms in it about it. Everyone's saying, like, there's even like a whole hashtag about it. There was like PS4 people, I think it was like PS4 no parity, saying like, why, if I buy a better console, why should my experience be nerfed? And that was pretty funny, to be honest, is seeing like Xbox One people saying like, oh, it's just resolution, you're not gonna notice it, even though you will, but it's like just numbers and stuff, like who cares, just play games, blah blah blah, basically what the console people say to PC people. Anyway, and in PS4 we were like lashing out against the Xbox people. Oh, it was very funny. And now Ubisoft is even saying things like how 30 FPS makes games more cinematic. No. Here we go. Playing on PC, and really most games should be playing at 60 FPS. Let me correct myself. All games should be playing at 60 FPS at 1080p. That is the standard nowadays. And nowadays, especially in like now in late 2014, like right where we are right now, 1080p is starting to become, it is the standard for most things, but it's starting to become a little low for certain games and certain like PC games, because a lot of people now they're getting 1440p monitors. 4K monitors are finally coming down in price. You can get I believe $600 Samsung monitor, 4K monitor. I think the panel's like crap, like it just doesn't have good colors, but it is a 4K monitor for $600. It's pretty good, and it's just gonna go lower. So 1080p is starting to not become the standard as much, and if they're gonna neuter versions of the game to run at 900p at 30 FPS because the Xbox One can't do as well as, say, the PS4 and definitely the PC, it's gonna be just very, very bad. And it's just so funny how he says, I can't find the guy's name. Oh, Alex Amancio, I believe that's his name. The Unity creative director for Assassin's Creed Unity, saying how it's a cinematic. 30 FPS is our goal. It feels more cinematic. See, the thing is, I understand like where he's saying cinematic because it'll feel like a movie. Movies play at 24 frames per second, and so 30 FPS will feel more cinematic. But see, the thing is, yes, movies play at 24 frames per second, but real life does not have frames per second. We want our games to look real. We want them to move real. If our Assassin's Creed, if we're jumping off of, say, a building or doing parkour or whatever it is in the new Assassin's Creed game, and you're doing it and your character's all choppy and it's just a mess, that's not how you do things. That's not how you make a good game, and that hurts the experience. And some people, they say, oh, they don't notice it, it just looks too unrealistic, it looks too fluid. Real life is fluid. If you see real parkour, if you see real stuff like that, that's what it looks like. And saying that it looks cinematic and it's trying to be cinematic, that makes no sense. It's just because the consoles can't have a better experience. And the reason I'm saying, like, I'm getting mad at this is because they're neutering the console versions. Like, the PS4 version should be running at 1080p, 30 FPS, even more. But the thing is that they're going to make the PC version try to run at the same exact performance when PC could do much better. PC could run at 4K at maybe 60 FPS. Who knows? Maybe you have to have like a really good system. But like, say you could do 1440p at 60 FPS, even more on even higher settings. But why are you neutering the version, trying to have this whole parity thing so every version looks the same? Did you know, like, Ubisoft, I think they make like iPad games. What, we're gonna have all our next-gen console games and PC games look like iPad games? No, they shouldn't be doing that. If one version is worse than the other, then fine, so be it. Most people won't care. if the Xbox One version looks a little bit worse than the PS4 version, I don't think most people would care. Most people sit 10-20 feet away from their TV playing games. They're not super close up and they'll notice like the pixels so easily. I mean, if like say you play on PC, you're only like maybe a foot away from your monitor, so you will notice the pixels and like the great resolution, but most people won't care. So why are you neutering one version of the game? That just makes no sense to me. And hell, if you don't believe that 60 FPS is like better, and if you think 30 FPS is still standard, not standard, if it's like cinematic, here I'll link something in the description below. It's a website. It's, I believe, 30versus60.com. I believe I'll link it. If not, then I'll fix that, and I'll link it in the description. Go there and tell me. It shows like gameplay of games. I think there's like Far Cry 3, Battlefield 4, a couple other games. Look at those, I believe it's like videos. Look at those videos and see the difference between 30 FPS and 60 FPS. It is a big difference, and if you're telling me that it looks more cinematic, then that is not true. That is just not true. It doesn't need to be cinematic. We're not watching movies. We're playing games. We want our characters to move like realistically. We want them to act realistically, and if everything's like jittering around and just being just disgusting, that's what 30 FPS is. It's just not good anymore. And to think that like they have to neuter all versions of the game to have one version and have one very just ruined version of 900p and 30 FPS is just, it's just BS. That's all it is. And Ubisoft, they already messed up with Watch Dogs, and they're gonna mess up with Assassin's Creed. They're just gonna keep messing up with all these games, and it's a shame, to be honest. So yeah, guys, I just kind of went on off a big tangent right there, but I'm really passionate about this. Like, there's 30 FPS is not cinematic. It's just an excuse. It's just a cop-out to show that your game is not optimized, and it's not like you just don't care enough to make the game run better. But yeah, guys, tell me what you think. Tell me, what do you think? Are you going to get Assassin's Creed Unity? Or are you just going to skip it because, you know, 30 FPS, I just can't play that? Or whatever. Just let me know in the comments below. I'd really love to hear it. Check out the link in the description, the 30 versus 60, and definitely see how much better 60 FPS is. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, favorite, subscribe, you know, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.